What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Selling Tampa season 1 episode 6. So they're only 8 episodes, so I was thinking it was 10. So we're on episode 6, so we got 7 and 8. So we start this episode off with some great news. Now listen, I had read some of the comments and stuff like that. See, this is why you can't go by the comments, where people were talking about people was hating on Allure, talking about they ain't closed no deals the whole season. They ain't do nothing the whole season. Now let me say this. I may be talking prematurely because I ain't finished yet. But in this episode, we open up by finding out that the offer was accepted on that house in Miami, which was $7.5 million, I believe, and that's the largest sale that they have actually made. And so I'm thinking to myself, even if something fell through with the contract, I'm like, why are we hating on these people? Why are we hating on Sherelle and her company? Now, I may not agree with everything that Sherelle does and how she runs things, but I ain't gonna hate on the fact that the woman is a mover and shaker. She put a contract down that was accepted. Now, I have purchased a home before, and I know that just because it was accepted it is not set in stone until you have signed at closing. I get it, but come on, y'all, let's not poo-poo. Let's not poo-poo. We know that Ann was going to put a contract down on that house, even though it was a $3 million contract or a $4 million contract on a $9 million house. Again, but we making offers. People are moving and shaking. Anyway, so we start off with, our staff meeting. Sherelle walks in with a brand new money green Chanel bag. She said Chad buys her a Chanel bag every time she closes a deal. She said, baby, I'm running out of colors, okay? He's going to need to step the game up and start getting into the Birkins. Listen, I'm not mad at you, Sherelle. You better get it where you can get in and get in where you fit in, okay? Now, the other thing Sherelle did at this meeting was she told the ladies, listen, because we are moving and shaking and we are making big deals and I'm trying to take us to that next level, I need everybody on board, okay? The people that have been dragging their feet, I need y'all to pick them feet up and stomp on through. She said, Alexis, I need you to step your pussy up, okay? Alexis was like, I know she was going to say something to me. Yeah, you knew she was going to say something to you because you need to step it up, okay? She said, Carla, what's going on with the deal with Arturo? Like, what's up, girl? Like, I hand fed you this deal. What we doing? And she said, well, we are doing, she said, I have some staging and we're going to have an open house. We're planning a big open house, and so that's what I'm looking forward to. And she was like, okay, girl, because I'm waiting to see what you're going to do. Because I had some important, I put some things in your favor, okay? And I'm waiting to see how these things is going to play out. So then I feel like she was making some comments that would directly daggers being thrown at Rena and Colony and Ann. And she started talking about, well, I'm not holding a gun to anybody's head. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Again, I'm not holding a gun to nobody's head. If you don't have to be here, you don't want to be here. Now, here's my problem with that. And I used to work for a principal who used to do that all the time. If you don't like it, you can leave. If you don't like it, you can leave. I ain't holding no gun to your head. You can go. Here's the problem. That's not a way to garner team think. That's not a way to garner commitment to you and your vision. By telling people if you don't like it, you can just leave. Then in people's mind, what that translates is you don't value me. And at the end of the day, maybe that's how you feel, Sherelle. But that's really not how you feel, because at the end of the episode, which, I'll get to that, when we get to the end. But at the end of the episode, now you were saying, well, why would you want to leave? I have an open door policy. You can always come and talk to me, but they can't. Because when they've tried to talk to you, then that's what they get. They get the bulldozer. They get the my way or the highway. Because Rena has come to you on 2 occasions that I saw on camera to talk to you about her concerns. And your response basically was, oh, well, do what you got to do. I ain't got no gun to your head. I'm not making you stay here. If you don't like it, you can go. Well, at a certain point, then people are going to take you up on your offer. And at the end of the day, it is your company. You can run it however you want to run it. However, you also want loyalty. You also want people to, want to work for you. And the fastest way for people to want to work for you is to feel like that their opinion matters and that you're listening. Because at the end of the day, you can make whatever decision you want to make, but you want people to feel like their opinion matters. Does that make sense? You can make somebody think that you care about whatever they're saying, and you have no intention of doing anything differently. So then she decides to have a meeting with Colony and Ann to ask them point blank. Listen, Raina had a conversation with me when we were down to the Miami, and I need to know what happened, what was what, and what it was. Now listen, here's where I got a problem with you, Miss Colony. I have a problem with you, Miss Colony. You straight up threw your friend under the bus. Listen, at the end of the day, I get it. I understood exactly why Colony felt the way she felt. And I understood exactly why Colony sort of put an ultimatum, whether a non-verbal ultimatum to Rena to say, listen, either you going to tell Sherelle or I'm going to tell Sherelle because I don't feel comfortable being in this position. But when Sherelle came to you and Ann, and asked how that whole conversation went down and how you felt about, what Rena was saying, and Ann was trying to downplay the conversation. I'll admit, Ann was downplaying the conversation, but if that's your friend, why are you putting her out there like that? Why are you sitting there going, well, because Ann was like, well, I listened, to what Rena said, but, it wasn't a conversation where she was like, I want y'all to come work for me. It was definitely a conversation, and I did listen. I told her that I was listening, and I was, intrigued by the possibility. She was like, but I didn't make any definitive about where I wanted to go or anything like that. And Colony was like, and no, that is totally not, you are misrepresenting how that went down. You were totally on board, and you were totally ready to jump ship. And I said, why are you throwing your friend under the bus? Like, at the end of the day, I mean, granted, the show is going to be the show, and Sherelle will see for herself and make a decision. But if that's my friend for real, that's my homegirl for real, because the way y'all made it seem like is that y'all friends for real, ain't no way in hell I would have put my friend out there like that. It's no way in hell I would have put my friend out there like that. I felt Ann in that moment. Girl, Ann was throwing daggers. Do you hear me? The looks that Ann was giving Miss Colony, I was here for all of it because, girl, Colony, you was, girl, wrong. All the way wrong. Anyway, so then, I'm sorry. So then we had, and of course Sherelle was like, listen, if y'all, I really didn't feel, I really didn't appreciate the fact that she came to y'all like that. And if y'all had a problem or things weren't going well, again, I wish y'all would come to me and talk to me. But again, Sherelle, you say you want people to come and talk to you, but you don't garner that. See, words and actions don't meet. You say that's what you want people to do, but then in the next breath, you'll tell people, and if you don't like it here, you can leave. I mean, if you're not really feeling it, you can leave. I mean, if this is not really where you want to be, you can leave. Well, people aren't going to come to talk to you if they feel like that's what they're going to be hit with. I mean, they're just not. Anyway, so then we had a little office conversation where Alexis admitted that she totally screwed up the showing that she had with Tennille's client. And Tennille was like, girl, did you tell that man that his taxes was $6,000 on a $500 million home? And she was like, I didn't know. Oh my gosh. They were like, girl, they said, Rena was like, girl, my taxes are more than that on my house. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, don't make stuff up. She said, I didn't even mean to lie. It just came out. Girl, you meant to lie? Because where you get 6,000, like, 6,000 just out of nowhere. You just made up a number. But what was bigger than that, what that says to me is it's not even so much that you made up a number and it was wrong. It tells me that you have no idea, which is even worse because you weren't even in the ballpark. I think Tennille said that his taxes are going to be more like $60,000. Girl, you missed some zeros. So it's not even that you threw a number out and you weren't even in the ballpark, which once again tells me you were not prepared. You don't know. You're not versed in any of this. But they were trying to talk to her and give her the good old pep talk or whatever. Then they talked to Carla about, her showing, and she was like, I don't have any clients coming, but the showing is, moving forward, and hopefully, I'll do such a good job with the viewing that, Sherelle will be happy. But I mean, none of my clients are coming. So then we get a little bit of at-home time with Sherelle. We meet her dad. who was in the military. She said that her dad wasn't really a part of her life growing up, but she doesn't hold any grudges. She just, likes the fact that they now have an opportunity to, build a relationship. She said that, if it weren't for her dad, she, he's always there, and that, she couldn't do the things that she does without her dad's support, because she said her kids love him, and he is always there to, be ready to watch the kids for her, or cook a meal and all of that. And so, I think that's a perfect example of, he might not have been the best dad growing up, but if you open yourself to the possibility that maybe, y'all can build something now, it might be a good relationship. And her dad looks young. Like, I didn't think, like, at first I was like, if I didn't know she already was dating somebody, I would think he could be dating her. Like, her dad looks good for his age. Because, I'm assuming he's at least 15, 16 years older than her. I'm sure he's more than that, but I'm just saying. He's at least, let's say 18, 19. But he look good, girl. So then we see her call her mom. Her mom is living in a hotel. Their insurance is going to cover their home, so the house is going to be rebuilt. And they're going to be temporarily living in an apartment until the house is rebuilt. But right now they're still in a hotel. And her mom is like, I ain't really happy here because, I like to cook and I can't really do what I want to do here. But, God is good. And they talked about the fact that the Bible was the only thing that wasn't burnt, and how she said she still reads that Bible every day, because God is good, all the time. And all the time, what? God is good. Okay. But that was some good little at-home time we saw with Sherelle and her mama and stuff. So then we see the ladies going out for drinks. We have Carla, Alexis, Colony, and Ann. And honestly, the only thing that was interesting in that scene was that Ann was shading the shit out of Colony. Like, it was clear that Ann and Colony are not getting along. They are not on the same page. Every time Colony went to say something, Ann cut her off. And when Colony said something, Ann was like, what? You say something to me? I said, that's right. I'm with you, Ann, and I would be just as petty. Because, girl, I'm still not over the fact that Colony did what she did to you, like, as your friend. Again, if y'all weren't friends, I wouldn't even be tripping over it. If y'all weren't cool, but y'all said y'all was friends. That's just not what you do to your friend. Now, it was one thing for you to hem up Rena, because, one, I feel like Rena was wrong, and two, Rena ain't really your friend like that. But Ann was supposed to be your friend. And the fact that Colony don't seem to know what she did wrong or understand why you mad. Girl. And of course, Carla picked up on it, and Carla was like, girl, I see that there's some things here that, something ain't right. Something just ain't right. Anyway, so now we get to the showing. The house is beautiful. The staging is really, really nice. Carla shows up early, baby. She's getting it together. She's getting her staging open. Now, they got a DJ, they got drinks flowing, they got a food truck. It is nice, okay? Carla's giving the ladies a tour. They're getting there early, giving them all the specs. And they get to quizzing Alexis. Poor Alexis, she still can't get it right. They asked her how many cars for the garage, and she said 2. I think, girl, it was a 3-car garage. Listen, first of all, I'm going to tell you like I tell my students. Even when, don't add I think to the end. Just say 2. And when they said, girl, it was 3, she was like, it was... I must have missed that 3rd door. What the? Girl, I'm going to need you to know your shit. Anyway, so we have this wonderful event. And once again, we have decided that this is the time to have personal, private, business conversations at a very public, high-end client event. I don't know why that is what we decide to do. But, I guess it is what it is. Now, first, Sherelle shows up with Joanna, of course, quizzing the ladies. Talking about I need each person to tell me something about this house. I ain't mad at you. Listen, I ain't even mad at you for doing it, okay? But the ladies passed the test, including Alexis, honey. Including Alexis. Now, Carla didn't have nobody show up, right? But Carla put this whole thing together, and it was nice. It ended up being a really, really nice event, and she put all of it together. But Colony, as mad as I am at you, as petty as I think you were being to Miss Ann, I'm going to give you credit for looking out for Miss Carla, because you allowed Carla to take one of your clients around the house and make it look like she was busy, and even made it look like she might have even had a client there, okay? And to the point where at the end of the night, Sherelle did give Carla some props, okay? She didn't even, I guess, realize that she didn't have a client there because she looked busy and the event was beautiful, right? And I think that client even ended up either putting a contract down on the house or they said they were thinking about it. Okay, like strongly thinking about it, right? Then Sherelle decided that this was a good opportunity to pull Rena aside to say, "Girl." So I talked to Colony and Ann, and they told me that you were trying to poach them. Like, let's just cut through the bullshit. You made it seem like in Miami that you was just bouncing the idea off of them. You didn't make it seem like you was trying to steal them from me. And she was like, girl, at the end of the day, do what you need to do. Go where you need to go. But don't do that. Like, that's not cool. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm pissed off about it. And I can appreciate Sherelle for going to Rena and being straight up and saying, listen, I ain't happy about this. Like, real talk. I'm a little pissed off about the situation. So, Raina, I like you, girl, but you was a little bit. But at the end of the day, I feel like you was honest and you took credit for about 90% of what you had said. Like, because at the end of the day, you were trying to poach them. You was trying to poach them, girl. But once again, Carla, you act like you didn't understand why Raina might want to leave. And Raina was like, but I did try to talk to you. And like at the end of the day, I still have to do what's best for me and my family, because like if you feel like it's okay to change my pay without having a conversation with me about it, without there being some sort of a process involved in it, then yeah, I still need to make the best decision for me. And at the end of the day, it is your company to do what you want to do with it. But these are the reasons why I had to make the decision that I need to make for myself. And again, I don't have no problem with Raina leaving. I have a problem, and I don't even have a problem with Raina talking to who she think will be a good asset to her company. I do feel like you specifically targeted her top performers, and that's fucked up. So Carla went to Colony to ask her, girl, I noticed the other night you and Ann was kind of at each other, what's going on? And so Colony told Carla what was up, told her about the whole thing with Raina, and basically spilled all the tea, okay? So I'm sure now it's only going to be a matter of time before that whole thing gets spread around the whole, company, okay? But ultimately, it was a really good event, like I said, and Carla did get the props that, she deserved. And after all of that, we have this scene with Sherelle and Joanna, and out of nowhere, like, just seemed like it came out of nowhere, Sherelle is taking a pregnancy test, and Joanna is looking at the test, girl, and the test came back positive. And Sherelle was like, girl, I'm not ready for this. This wasn't in my plans. This wasn't something I was trying to do. And the episode ends with her crying. Like I said, we got 2 episodes left, honey. I wanted to go to social media to see if she pregnant. But anyway, we'll talk about it later. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.